stops, no one knows. We're going head into the unknown.
All right. So, I mean, this was a tough one for me, you guys, and it's like I said, it's not because I had any intention of stepping outside of my comfort zone to do this, but you can only take so much. And the constant, she flipped me the bird on a fucking live stream. She's accused me of ridiculous things. She has made up, completely fabricated information about me. And this is, you know, sending me a cease and desist like that. I mean, get over yourselves. Jack and Lily are missing. And at the end of the day, I don't give a shit if Malaya looks for her kids or not. I want to know why she's not. I want to know why it took 11 months. And I'm pretty sure I'm not the only person out there that thinks that way. I just want to know why Cindy doesn't want to speak up for the grandkids or show her face. It's her right to do that, but it's also my right to ask her why. She doesn't have to answer me, but you can't shut me up. You can't. And I am being respectful about it. Today aside. And this was my side of the shit that I've been dealing with behind the scenes. You guys choose to put it out in the public. I usually walk the other way. Today is different. And now it's over. How you choose to proceed is completely on you. And like I said, I fully expect to hear from this. What's his name again? James Michael. If it wasn't Cheryl that sent the cease and desist, tell that person to step up, because that's the person that's going to have to answer to law enforcement about it, because what you did broke the law. You cannot pretend to be a lawyer, and you can't backpedal what you did. I showed it. Hi, everybody. How is everybody doing today? Before I say my hellos, I'm going to address what went on yesterday. I wanted to play the portion of that live stream the other day just to remind everybody what my actual intention was with it. Um, that wasn't me, just throwing shit to throw shit. That was me answering to a cease and desist that they decided to send to me. And that was um my my breaking point. My last straw had been broken with all the cheap shots and the bullshit on that channel that was thrown my way. And so that was my response to it. And I said, however you guys decide to proceed is entirely up to you. And I guess we saw yesterday what the choice was. Um, I will not engage, like I said. It is done for me. Obviously, there are certain things that I will address briefly, but I have better things to do with my time and my energy and this is certainly not one of them. I don't I don't pay the money that I pay to stream on YouTube and have a channel to get into a spitting match with the likes of shenanigans. So, having said that, I will address some of the things, I guess. The fact is, nothing that she said about me was true. I'll let Melissa speak to herself. I haven't even talked to Melissa. She is working. Uh, she briefly entered our chat last night, and we all let her know like she should probably go and watch it because I don't know a thing about the video or anything. I didn't watch Shenanigans yesterday. A lot of you were good enough to give me a play-by-play, so I didn't have to watch it, but I wasn't feeling well. But regardless, Mm. nothing she said was true. Um, other than maybe the Monsters of Chaos. I don't know. Um, apparently, they think I'm behind it. Uh, if they think I have time to do another channel with the specific purpose of whatever that channel's purpose is, I think I think it's a really good idea for them to spend the time and energy and money to smoke me out, to definitely expose me there. It's probably a much better use of their time than what they're currently doing. That's just my opinion. Um, but I mean, if there's no proof, don't say it. And if you have proof with anything that you said about me yesterday, which I don't have all the information, obviously, I don't know what was all said about me, and I mean, it's irrelevant to me. But if you can't show proof, then don't say it. I mean, the mean girl thing, cute, okay, all right. The other day, like I said, I responded to 2 months worth of cheap shots and bullshit, and that does not constitute bullying or harassment or anything else like that. That was me finally standing up for myself instead of turning the other cheek and walking away. That's just the long and short of it. It's the truth. Um, no one that I talk to, no one that I associate with is jealous because she talks to Malia. No one. No one. People are leaving your Pink Pony Club en masse by their own choice. I haven't told, in fact, I have encouraged people not to unsubscribe, but it's none of my business if they do or not. My complete speculation is because I asked Ron Mexico if he was behind Monsters of Chaos, and he said no, he wasn't. And I didn't know until the other day that Ron Mexico had created his own channel. My suspicion is that those channels were not created out of jealousy. They were created simply because you're an asshole. That's not jealousy. You treat people like shit, eventually they want to retaliate, which is exactly what you did yesterday. You retaliated. Instead of answering to what your problem was with me, you pushed me to a point where I had no choice but to address my side of things. And then you retaliated with a bunch of bullshit. That's all it was. It was just a bunch of bullshit. So, uh, next, I guess, Ron Mexico is not Ron McKenzie. He also denies that he's Monsters of Chaos, like I said. I do know Ron Mexico's name. And you're wrong. You're just wrong. So it is what it is. Who cares? I don't. The only other, I guess the only other things that I want to address is that I always say that it's okay to have your own opinions, and it's okay to believe that Malaya is 100% innocent. And if that's what you think, that's okay. I I I don't know. I wasn't there, but the facts are that parents are 100% responsible for their children's safety and well-being. And on May 2nd, at the very least, she failed. And so saying that she's 100% innocent is factually wrong. That's my opinion, and you can sue me. I watched AB. Somebody sent me a link to a video this morning that AB did, and one of the comments mentioned that Shan was doing a workshop with the RCMP, and they were telling her all about remote viewing or whatever that is. The technical stuff. Hey, Harley, give me a minute, just a minute. The technical stuff when it comes to cyber crimes and stuff, and that's great. That is awesome. And I would strongly encourage any member of the public to visit their local cyber crimes division and learn everything that Shenanigans has learned, because she is no one special. In fact, I have it on really good authority that YouTubers, myself included, are even less likely to get any inside information from any law enforcement officer because of the nature of what we do as a hobby. So she's nobody special. She doesn't know anything that anybody else doesn't know except for what maybe Malaya has told her. Um, it took Malaya 11 months to come out. 11 months to decide what to say. 11 months. It's not jealousy. It's bewilderment at the stupidity for me. I guess the only other thing for her that I want to address, and I didn't hear it, but there was a comment made about my bench. I understand that building the bench and sending it, it didn't solve anything. Seriously, what a careless and disrespectful thing to do. I should be ashamed of myself for wasting my time and my money and Ian's time and his talent and Sky Painter's time and resources. What a waste. Like, really? There are not very many YouTubers out there that would bother to devote an entire live stream to explain why they're so much better than all the other creators. I never claim to be better than or to do more than anyone. Shenanigans does, though. And if you don't believe me, Shenanigans and Damien both will tell you every chance they get. So, um, but just keep in mind that true leaders don't have to explain why they're good leaders, right? It shows in the result of the work that they do. Um, and I choose to continue to put my energy towards encouraging open minds and open dialogue and having respectful conversations with anybody who wants to talk. So if you don't like that, I don't care. I don't care. I don't want a single part in your drama. Jack and Lily deserve better. And if you don't want to talk about them and you'd rather talk about me and sling shit, have a party, fill your boots. Don't care. Um, and then, you know, Damien, I hope people aren't too harsh with Damien. Um, he is a good person. He is a good human being. I've had conversations with Damien up to and including last week. I can't explain to you what is going on there, but I do know that things aren't always as they seem. It's hard to wrap your head around what is going on, but I hope you can believe me when I tell you that Damien's a good person, and there are good reasons why people do the things that they do usually. So, but one thing that I do want to say to Damien, because I did see a screenshot or a few actually screenshots of comments being made in other places. Yeah, I had all intentions of coming out to Nova Scotia this spring. I'm not able to make that right away. Um, and I'm not going to say why, but Damien, if you were to learn why, I'm sure you would feel like quite the asshole for your comments. So you don't know what you don't know. So I'd implore everybody just to keep your opinions to yourself on shit that you can't prove. That's it. About me, anyways. Anybody else? I'm not speaking for anybody else. I'm speaking for myself. So with that, I want to leave this situation, shenanigans, and all of the bullshit surrounding it in the past, uh, because it's not helping. It's not even helping keeping Jack and Lily's names and faces out there. So, um, yeah, I'll hit chat for a few minutes, but other than that, you guys, that's all I want to say about that. If you guys have any questions about my thoughts or anything that's different, I will address them absolutely. But I'm not, you know, she can do another Bash Charmaine video or, take a few stabs at Melissa if she wants to, but you're not going to get another reaction out of me because it's beneath me, to be honest with you. And that's it. That's the big dramatic snapback. And I know a lot of people were hoping that it would be more than that, but I said it. I played it at the beginning. It was done for me. So that's the end of that. Okay. So I want to say hi to everybody. I don't think I'm going to go back all the way, but there was something that this is interesting because yesterday I had to postpone. I was just sick right around lunchtime. I started feeling really feverish and nauseous and just gross. So I laid down for a bit and I just decided I didn't want to get up and get dressed and I just didn't want to it's probably the staining fumes, but I just felt sick, so I postponed. But we had a special guest come in and say they knew why I was going to reschedule, probably thinking that Mm. it was to do with the live stream that was going on. I believe it was going on at that time. Not sure. And it's about time for exposure. And those who live in glass houses should not throw stones. And let me assure you, I do not live in a glass house. It is fully concrete, all 7,000 square feet of it. And I have absolutely nothing to hide. So expose away. I don't care. Your empty threats mean nothing to me. And the fact that you posted on whatever channel this is and now the channel is gone, we already have the screenshots. You do not have to worry about that whatsoever. Um, there's no takesy backsies. You can change your mind. You absolutely can. You can change your opinions like most normal people do when they get more information. um their opinions and their thoughts and their conversations, they adapt. They they, they become more informed unless you choose to stick in a vacuum, and that's not what we do here. I'm i'm supportive of everybody who wants to speak. So, monsters of exposure, thanks for stopping in. I hope you start your channel back up again and do some exposing that matters. That matters. That's it. I was going to show the screenshots from their channel, but strangely their channel was deleted or taken down, or like something happened where their channel's no longer there. So, little black bear, thanks for coming, you guys. I think I might be close to here. You hear an echo? See if that helps. Sorry. Mustang, Nana, Carol, Olive, great to see everybody. Belinda Believes, thank you for being here. Um, who's that rude person? I'm sorry. I don't know exactly what you're speaking of. I'm sorry. I'm looking to see if anybody stopped in. Hey, Ben, yeah, I see that, and I know you're never here. I'm not gonna remove it though. It's not a big it's not a big deal. It doesn't mean anything. Um, just because I just went in there and I just did that for a couple of others that I saw, and that's another thing too. Like, I mean, everybody is allowed to have your opinions, and I don't care if you go elsewhere and you bash me, and if you don't like my content, but you still want to watch, that's up to you. But you're fair game when you come in here then. And um, at the end of the day, if so, for example, there was one comment that I saw in a screenshot in Shenanigans Live, and it was from one of my mods, Explore Core, had was saying something about I was having secret meetings and they weren't part of the in crowd or some shit. And that's just not true. But if this is if this is the kind of thing that people who are moderators for my channel think, then you don't need to be a moderator because that's just not true. I had one meeting with my moderators just to get on the same page. Everybody that reached out to me, like all my moderators that reached out to me, they were given a link in order to join the Facebook group. Some of them weren't on Facebook, so they just simply couldn't join that group. And some of them were in the group and decided to leave for their own reasons, and I respect that. And they're still mods. There is no secrets going on in that mod group. It's a place where we can discuss things. Um, Before the live streams, like today, they ask me, do you want us deleting any comments or anything like that? They just make sure that what they're doing for me is what I want on any given live stream. So there's no secret meetings, there's no secrets here. Okay. There's information that I can't share or that I wouldn't share because it's unsubstantiated, but there's no secrets, there's no secret meetings. My moderators aren't out to sabotage anything, and they're not out to they're not slandering anybody, and they're not spreading propaganda and all the other bullshit that they've been accused of. So if you don't want to be a mod, been excluded. Maybe I'll I don't know, Ben. We'll see. I'll take it away. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Um, thank you, everybody. Glasses are good to read with when I have my 3 screen system now, so the chat is a little bit further away now. Um, keep the communication going. That's what it has to be about, right? We just, you know, we need to do better. And if that's what makes you feel better, it is what it is. Um, it was actually not AB, it was people who were commenting. He was reading the comments, and I'm not sticking up for AB, but it was actually it was the viewers. This is the stuff people are saying. And what do you want me to do about it? Like, I know that Shenanigans had a problem with my mods missing a comment here and there. Um, or, I don't block people from my channel because they were mean to them on their stream. But I learned back when Monsters of Sabotage was coming for me, and we were actively working together in the creators chat, and not one of them took up for me. Not one of them defended me. And I was okay with it. It was just a lesson that, it's, you deal with your own shit. And I always have a problem with, if you're going to block somebody, block them. And block them from your life. Don't block them so they can't respond to you and then continue to talk shit and then act surprised when you bump into them in somebody else's stream and they have stuff they want to say back to you because of the days of trash talk you've done that they couldn't respond to. That's where I sit with it. What goes on in other channels is none of my business. None. I am not Monsters of Chaos. She's the one that refers to my channel as the Chaos channel, and I only heard that through my moderators. Um, I do not have another YouTube channel. I just don't. Nor do I have the talent to put a fucking video together. You guys saw my intro and my outro. That's a PowerPoint. That's a PowerPoint because that's what I do. I used to do at work. I don't have another channel. And if she thinks so, she needs to spend the time and energy and money to prove it. Honestly. Posting these, maybe I will show those screenshots anyways. No, you know what? I don't want to get into it. But that Monsters of Exposure said that, you know, you're responsible for things that people say in your chat, and you're responsible for, you know, for creating videos to slander other people. Like literally what they're doing to me, they're trying to say, you better read up, you better be careful. Like, look in the fucking mirror, please. Just stop the shit. Grow up. Grow up. Compromised is a term I see used a lot. How exactly is she compromised? Is she the police, an agency, an authority? Get real. I don't think she's compromised. It's up to her who she talks to and who she decides to spend her time with. I never did give a shit. I never did. Never, not once, said anything about it until the other day. I was just answering to her 2 months worth of shit. That's it. I played it for you. I played the closing argument of that entire live stream for you at the beginning of this one. So the fact is that Jack and Lily went missing on May 2nd, almost a full year ago. The adults on the property had a responsibility to those children to keep them safe, and unless a complete stranger came and abducted them out of the blue, then they failed at protecting the kids. They shouldn't have been outside by themselves at that time of the morning and everybody else in bed. So I don't care what anybody thinks of that. It's true. Which is from a can. That's cute. You're just bag. What? Um, just optics. I didn't hear it. I didn't. No, I didn't mean to offend anybody by building the bench and sending it to the school. I mean, it's a pathetic, low blow, cheap shot. And the desperation is so transparent. If the RCMP clear Malaya, will there be an apology? For what? I have never accused Malaya of anything. If the RCMP clear Daniel, will there be an apology? I mean, you're preaching to the choir, Scully. I have never accused them of anything other than being neglectful on May 2nd. Facts. Not an accusation. Facts. Starting to think Monsters of Chaos is her trying to get sympathy? I don't think so. I don't think anybody would do that to themselves. If it is, like, get help. I mean, you should get help anyway, but get help. For mother to have two missing children and for her not to be out searching or on social media screaming and begging for her return, her kids is an unfit mother and she's guilty as shit. In your opinion, please say, Corbin. Thank you. I don't. I was being sarcastic because I mean I don't know what else to say to something like that. I realize that I'm not out there boots on the ground like she's been twice. I get that. I live across the country. Oh, and another one of her um mods said that I'm stealing content from Nova, that I should stick to to content from my area. And to that I say, get off the internet. What are you even talking about? But you know, it's sad. It's sad when you have to take something like the bench and try to use it as an insult and then have people actually defend or think that that's a great idea. Just, you know, if you don't like the bench, then I don't know. I don't care. Like, I don't care. Thank you. I said Damien's a good person. I don't agree with his choices lately, but it's none of my business. Um, I really did think he was better, but I did. Oh, hi, Damien. Good to see you. Maybe not. Like, what are you doing here? Honestly, what are you doing here? Yeah, probably not, seeing as how I'm on the other side of the country. Anyways, you guys, this Joyce, thank you so much. That's very kind of you. I'm so sorry all this drama is happening. I have my own ideas, but they change. I was not there on May 2nd. Yeah, right? And me too. I've evolved completely. I went from being so sympathetic to Daniel to hating the ground he walks on, to thinking Malaya was the sketchiest mother I'd ever laid eyes on, to be very compassionate over what she possibly could have gone through, to, full circle with all of it. Like, I wasn't there. I have no idea what happened and no way to prove what I think might have happened. Do I have days where I am not neutral? Of course I do. I'm human. But that's my responsibility to not influence anybody to think my way because my way, there's no way for me to prove that I'm right. I just, it's exhausting. Yeah, I realize that the drama is entertainment for some, but it's not for me. I can't, I won't engage any longer. It's the end of it for me. And truly the end of it. Like I played my last live stream that live stream was not about me bringing up shit and slinging mud just to do it. That was me trying to explain my side of things because she was obviously having an issue with me. Obviously, and she wouldn't talk to me about it. And then I got that cease and desist and I'm sorry. It was time to bring out my side of things. And that's how she chose to respond yesterday. And Like I don't want to say that I expected better because I really didn't, but I mean it was pretty, from what I understand, it was pretty sad. Um, I want to personally thank you for always being respectful and welcoming. I have been here from the beginning and have always felt welcome. I cannot say the same for all channels. Thanks for that. There is a whole army of monsters channels. Was the first one Monsters of Sabotage? Or was the Monsters of Exposures? That's what it was? I think very close in time when they came out. But like I said, Monsters of Sabotage seemed to be targeting me in the beginning, and not one of them had anything to say about it. They wanted to keep their distance because we don't want to be targeted, right? But then I'm supposed to, jump in front of the bus for other people that, you know, uh, jump in front of the taxi that they called for themselves. Like, I don't understand that reasoning and why people don't understand that, you know. If I'm left to my own devices and have to defend myself against that, against a cease and desist and everything that was going on in that time, being accused of being Brad Turner, being accused of working with Brad Turner and Christine Inrig in order to sabotage the entire investigation. Like, the stuff that was going on behind the scenes was ridiculous, and I was left to it myself. So I'm sorry that I don't take up for, I used to defend Sunny when people would, you know, talk shit about her and stuff. And like, I mean, if people don't like Sunny, people don't have to watch Sunny. That's not my fight. It's not my fight. And I don't want to be, um, I don't want to be reading comments that are just bashing that channel. I said my piece. Like I said, if you have questions for me on my thoughts, I will answer them, but I'm not going to highlight and read because we're adding fuel to the fire, and it's useless. It makes no, what is this? Charmaine, it happened Thursday night, May 1st, and that's why Daniel was going all the driving back and forth. Were you there, Corbin? And I understand it. I do. I get that whole way of thinking, and maybe, but I don't know that. But we can talk about it, and we can do it respectfully. That's right. And there's literally two of us that still decide to do it every day. I guess AB does too. And so you need to encourage refocus, because I'm not into it. This is not my style. It's not what I'm here for. Michelle, my bell. Thank you. That's very nice of you. So, Chelsea, I appreciate you so much. You're respectful and open-minded. You have done so much to help spread. I appreciate that, Chelsea. You get, I don't want to say that she got to me yesterday, but going all the way back to bring up the bench, and I think it's probably because they dug through my videos maybe, or my Facebook, and they realized that I am who I say I am. And if they have a recording or something of me saying that I think that Daniel's guilty, or that I think Malaya is abused, or if I've said that sometime in the past, then I said it. I said what I said. But I've evolved. I've taken new information, new situations, new circumstances, and my thoughts have evolved. And I understand now that nobody knows what happened. Possibly the people that were on the property do, but I don't know that either. I'm hoping that this search, if they don't find anything, hopefully it'll bring more conversation about remember the last time there was all this stupid shit that was found all over the place, but it kept us talking. And then the search area, we were able to look, okay, now what needs to be searched next, right? So it's a good, even if you don't think they're going to find anything, it's still a positive thing that they're going out there. Thank you, Shannon. That's very kind of you too. Thank you. And Leanne, thank you again. You are too close and far away. How embarrassing for them. Stay focused. You have a great channel. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that, you guys. Like, I do. I hate the drama. You'd be surprised how many people absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. I think when people start blaming Belinda or Chelsea for things, it's all a distraction away from other things. It makes no sense to go after them. Not if you're empathetic and you're able to put yourself in their shoes and understand where they're coming from, even if they say things or do things that you might not do or say, or you don't understand. Just stop and realize that it's not for us to understand, but can we maybe see it from their perspective, even a little bit, and then say, okay, well, maybe, I guess. So we don't know these people. We know them on YouTube for 11 and a half months. That we don't know these people. Helicopter, you're late. You didn't get a notification, really. This has been set since like yesterday. Lilly and Jack deserves much better. They grew up in fighting. Everyone should get along and let it go. I agree. Stop with the cheap shots. You do an amazing job. You and your husband on that, but I'm not married, but thank you. I don't think it's got anything to do with jealousy. I think it had everything to do with, uh, you know, strong desire to call me out on something, anything. Building the bench was just such a useless display of support for Jack and Lily's school to try to keep their names out there. My initial intention for the bench was to have their schoolmates feel included, decorate the bench. So fucking ignorant of me. I know. That was a good one, Shan. That was classy. Really good. I stand by what I did. I gave her the opportunity to come up. She didn't even message me. She didn't even email me, nothing. She just chose to tell everybody else what her problems was, so I addressed it nicely. So I do have the capacity to be a mean girl. Like, you have no idea. I choose not to. Seems to be a lot of division with everyone now. Sadly, I don't believe the RCMP have evidence to prove whatever they feel happened. See, legal? You're exactly right. And they're not crossing their T's and dotting their I's. They're investigating. I'm very easily swayed about what may have happened, but I will never be swayed when it comes to Lily and Jack being abused or neglected. In my opinion, CPS does not come to your house if you're model parents. That's true, but they come for a wide variety of reasons. So, I mean, pictures are pictures, but I'm not all the way to they were neglected and abused their whole lives. I'm confident in saying that they were neglected on May 2nd, at the very least. Um, the fact that, and I don't even know if it's a fact, but they had the same clothes on for a couple of days. I don't like that. But that's what I'm comfortable with, the neglect part of things. You've offered several times for any of them to come up and say stuff or voice what they want. You gave all of them a platform. I did. And to say that I'm jealous, that, I mean, I'm pretty sure I said a few weeks back, I don't want, I wouldn't want to talk to Malaya at this point, um, because of the harsh scrutiny that every word that she would be saying would be under. Um, my whole my whole thing with that was, okay, so at the very beginning we were like, this is an odd interview. This is fucked. There's something wrong here, right? Everybody was. And then I talked to Daniel and he told me that she had worse than postpartum depression. And you take that perspective and you show that interview, that gives you a completely, or it should give you a completely different understanding of what she could be going through in that moment, right? Then you don't hear anything else. Nothing. You don't hear anything except rumors that she's going to the beach, she's going out drinking, she's got a new boyfriend, she's not using social media to post pictures of her kids. You're hearing all this stuff because we're not hearing from her. So that's how opinions get skewed. And so you get to a point where, like, there's really nothing that she's going to come out and say that's going to be like, I get it now. I totally understand. Like, to me, the public would eat her alive. So I don't blame her. But if you have a CBC News camera in front of you, you definitely show your face and let your voice be heard for your children. 100%. 100%. Didn't we all come and another YouTube people for Lilly and Jack? Let's find justice for these babies. All we can do is keep their names and their faces out in the public and talk about what could have happened. I found, I don't know if anybody's ever heard of this channel, but there was something that just came across my timeline yesterday and I listened to it. Um, it's another statement analysis channel. I don't know his background, but some of it was interesting, and he's got one on Malaya, one on Daniel, and one on Janie so far. And so I was gonna watch one today with you guys, and I asked him if it was okay to show them, and he's cool with it. But yeah, Donna, good to see you. I'm so confused about Damien. As I said, I can't explain, but I do know that he's a good person. Okay, sabotage is first, chaos is second, and exposure. This monsters of exposure. Their their channel is like 4 months old when we checked before the channel got taken down. It was 4 months old, and that's why I wasn't sure. And I don't know if they put up a video ever, or like, I don't know. Mary, thank you. Cup of coffee. Oh, that right there, that's gonna buy me my ice cap. Thank you. I'm a simp for most of them on any given day because I was in her situation, and by the grace of God, my boys grew up to be amazing men. But I can look back and remember mistakes I've made. Absolutely. Like, people have no idea what I went through and what my children went through as a result of my decisions. And the three of us together had to heal. We had to we had to find our own justice because the police weren't going to do it. We had to find the right detective that would take on a historical abuse case. Um, so I get it. And I understand that you shouldn't judge somebody's reaction to something, but a year in, and then to have somebody go so hard at anybody who doesn't get it instead of explaining it to people in a way that is more welcoming and believable, instead of just, this is what it is. If you don't like it, fuck off. Really? Ugh. Okay. Okay, there we go. Odd question. I know the car dealer's location where Malaya. No, I don't. Um, I believe it was Patty that bought it though. Depends on who you ask. There are peaches from again. Ernestine, good to see you. She showed her true colors last night. I'm glad I didn't watch it, but like I said, many of you were good enough to give me a play-by-play. It's kind of funny. Could you? I mean, we can all imagine, and we've all been victim to being um censored. Like I asked a question in DT's chat one time. They were talking about, I can't remember what it was, but it was literally something Daniel said, and then he said something else. And I said, well, why? It was something about the blanket, I think. And I just said, well, why did he say this on this day? And it wasn't accusing. It was just literally, I wanted him to ask Daniel, okay, why did you say this here and that there? Blocked. What? What? I think they are, you know, I think I'm pretty close to the bottom of chat, you guys. Hello, everyone. The fighting is petty, and I think the focus should be on Jack and Lily. I agree. Just peachy, good to see you. If Belinda is not allowed to go on the search, what Cindy shouldn't be allowed to go on the search, in my opinion. I think it has more to do with any kind of legal um, court cases, and she does have an upcoming guardianship. Um, but I mean, then again, so does Malaya, you know? So I don't understand it. I don't understand it. Julie, thank you for being a member for 5 months. Oh, gee, yay. I don't understand the jealousy comments, right? Like, why isn't Malaya talking to me? I don't, trust me, I am not jealous. I'm not jealous of anyone. You know what I'm jealous of? I'm jealous of people who live in houses that are built and they don't have to stain. And I'm jealous of people that live in warm climates year round. Jealous. I'm jealous of people that don't have like a big car payment, vehicle payment. No, I don't. I have numerous different major crimes unit individuals, emails from them to different people confirming that the RCMP would not release that to anyone, including Nick, especially not a YouTuber. No. Do I believe that she's been told that Malay is cleared? I absolutely do. I'm sure Cheryl has told a lot of people that. Absolutely. When you have John tell people himself as recently as today that it didn't happen, I trust that it didn't happen. And no YouTuber is anyone special to the RCMP. In fact, they're like, nah, not going to give them shit. And it wouldn't even be I promise I won't tell. I promise I won't say anything, please. As if. As if. Didn't happen. Was Belinda in here? I didn't catch her. I only watch 4 channels for Jack and Lily and ignore the drama. Good luck. Do not do it too. Uh, Good to see you. Thank you for being here. Ernestine, thank you. I am sending you a continue and assist. Thank you for, that's so sweet. Don't get me wrong. It's not the cease and desist that got me. It's the pretending to be something that you're not. Didn't have the, I don't even know if I'd call it the respect to fucking spell check it. You know, if you're going to be a liar, at least be good at it. It's nothing I hate more. I hate the name calling and ugly pictures, in my opinion, if Lily and Jack were home. Yeah, I'm not sure if you're referring to the thumbnail or not, but I mean, I glanced at, I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. I've got thick skin, broad shoulders. I've heard worse from better. It doesn't matter to me. And like I said, if there's a voice clip out there saying that Daniel did something or that Malaya is something else or something or other, maybe there is, but I said what I said. And whenever it was in context of where the case was at that particular time. I stand by it. Squid, good to see you. Everybody else too. Good to see you. Same for me, Shar. I know you, yes, I know your story. It takes a long time to heal from those situations. It does. In 2014, we finally went to trial, and we're all better for it. You know, we're all better for it. I think it's a morally wrong and biased decision to exclude only one side of the family. The optics are terrible, if anything. Yeah, and so let's just put that where it belongs. I mean, it is what it is. There's absolutely no way to understand why certain people were asked not to search or were, booted off, whatever. But I do know of a few individuals who were approved to search but are not any longer. But they had a conversation with John today about another area that should be searched that isn't currently on the Please Bring Me Home docket to search this time. So there will be people um, searching another area with the RCMP's blessing. So that's good. And I know that there's been rumblings about like the day that they're searching in the area that Please Bring Me Home is searching. And I do know when it is and where it is, but I'm not comfortable saying where and when. I'm not. Like, if you guys in chat know, you can say it, but it's not going to come from me. I asked that question about dealer based on something we were sent last evening, just chasing a lead. Excellent. I don't know. You know who'd be able to find out for you? Shenanigans, depending on why you want to know. Lori Green, thanks for coming. All right, you guys, I am going to. Where's Grendel? Is he even here? No, he's working. Never mind. That's right. Are you yelling at people, Marie? I never understood meth. Never into drugs. I don't get it either. Netflix talk about. Did you guys see that? What is it called? I Am Charlie Sheen. Wow, that's a life. Hey, holy shit, that's a life. Okay, I want to watch this thing. Um, we'll watch for a few minutes, and then I'll stop and I'll get your. I'll start comments as we go as it's playing. If you've seen it, if it's a complete waste, speak up. We don't have to watch it. Harley is having a dream. I think he wants to go outside. He's filthy dirty too. Like, we still haven't had our spa day. It's crazy. But anyway. Okay. Let me remove. Oh no. I better remove it and then reshare it. just in case I forgot to do the audio. Share screen. This one over here. Look at Charmaine learning. I think I've had my chance October, November, December, January, February, March, April. 6 months. I've had my channel for 6 months. It's amazing work. Good job. Some days, I tell you, I don't want to quit on Jack and Lily, but anybody see Leo the Lion Hunter around here or whatever it is? Truth Seeker? Let me know. Let me know if that person comes in here. I did not get my key change yet. What? Heard today there's a Canada Post strike? There better not be. Better not be. I did get my I didn't ask for tracking, but I did get my receipt showing that they are in the mail and have been for like 8 days, business days. So I should get them soon. I haven't checked the mail for 2 days though. So hey, look at that. Congrats on 6 months. Thank you. Do you know what that means? You guys, do you know what that means? That's crazy. That means I was able to start a community within like a month, in less than a month from starting my channel. You guys' support is just amazing. Thank you so much. Janie showed up in that chat though, Mary. So she was, she came in that chat that same day and said, I want to know who you are too, Leo. I don't think it's Janie. I'm sure. I'm just going to say it. Sturwood. One of the comments, when Derwood and I were still on speaking terms, he said it to me back in the friendly days. And he said it in this chat. Sturwood. Okay. Now, get rid of this. No offense. Sorry. Banners. Put this. Okay, so I don't know what to make of the name. Killed Jester is the YouTube channel name. Okay. Leo the Lion said may same things as Durwood. Yes, and the most suspicious thing to me, and hopefully I don't care if he's watching or not, he was in Hidden in the Fog, and he made a direct effort and even mentioned my name politely to get a message to me that he is not Leo the Lion Truth Seeker. Durwood doesn't talk nicely to Charmaine. So, anyway. Okay. You stumbled on this too? Okay, cool. Okay, cool. We'll watch this for a few minutes. Like I said, if you guys don't find value in this, he's got one on Malaya, one on Daniel, and one on Janie. If you guys don't see a value in this, we'll stop. But to me, he did raise some good points, some things that I had not thought of before. And it's always good to listen back at somebody else's perspective, right? Okay. I gotta hide this. I gotta mute me.
Everybody, welcome back to Kill Jester, and I'm your host, Chase Daniel. In the last video, we broke down Daniel Martel's statement, the excessive cooperation claims, preemptive defenses, controlled disclosure, 8 patterns that revealed someone managing perception, not being transparent. Today, we're analyzing the one person who should be screaming the loudest, Malaya Brooke Murray, the mother. She gave one statement. Day 2 of the disappearance, CTV News interview. then went completely silent, never spoke publicly again. People assume she's cold, calculated, protecting herself. But when you understand her actual position on that property, and when you analyze her statement word for word, you see something different. You see someone who tried to lie about her missing children and psychologically couldn't maintain it. Quick reminder, we're teaching you statement analysis tools. I'm showing you the patterns, the markers, the tells. Then you make the call. This isn't about proving guilt in court. This is about reading language to understand what someone knows versus what they're saying. Now, context matters here. Malaya isn't some criminal mastermind calling the shots. She's an outsider on Daniel Martel's family property. Been there a few months max. It's his mother's land, his family, his territory. When her kids die from negligence on their property and everyone realizes we're in deep, massive trouble, who do you think is making decisions? It's not Malaya. She's surrounded by his family. No power, no ownership, no leverage, in shock, grieving, isolated. They're telling her what the story is. Day 2, RCMP shows up, media shows up. She has something to say. So she gives this statement, the one they coordinated, then realizes, I just lied about missing children, and she knows she can't keep it up. So she bails, goes silent, because silence is the only control she has. Keep that in mind as we go through this. This isn't someone freely choosing their words. This is someone under pressure, repeating a narrative, trying to control and hold it together, and failing. Let's analyze her statement word by word. So here's the first part of Malaya's statement. I'm trying to stay as hopeful as possible. First sentence, notice, staying, present continuous tense. She's describing her emotional management, not her children's welfare. As possible, qualifier, not I'm hopeful they're okay, not I believe they'll be found, just staying as hopeful as the situation allows. That's someone managing performance, not expressing genuine maternal desperation. I want them home. I want to hold them and I want them home. That's repetition. I want them home bookends the sentence. But notice what's missing. Where are they? What happened to them? She's expressing what she wants to hold them, have them home, not what they need to be rescued, found, or safe. Self-focused language disguised as maternal concern. What happened is we woke up. Stop here. What happened was narrative construction language, not experimental description. When someone starts with what happened was, they're giving you the story they prepared, not the experience they lived. Compare it to, I woke up around 9 a.m. and heard the kids. Other than what happened was we woke up. She's telling you a story, not reliving the memory. I heard them playing in the next room beside us, and I was drifting in and out of sleep. First sensory detail, hearing them play, but drifting in and out of sleep creates ambiguity. She was awake, asleep, semi-conscious, we don't know. Why? Because it makes it her timeline inherently uncertain. I can't be sure exactly when because the built-in excuse. Also, next room beside us, unnecessary spatial clarification. She's establishing the layout. Why? Because someone told her to explain how kids could leave without her knowing. This sounds rehearsed. And they're not the type of kids that we tell them not to go outside on their own. Read that again. They're not the type of kids that will tell them not to. Double negative, construction creating confusion. Is she saying, we tell them not to go outside alone? That rule exists. Or we don't tell them not to go outside. There's no rule. The grammar is deliberately unclear, and that ambiguity protects from contradiction. Linguistically constructed escape route. We always make sure that we're out there with them, watching them. Always. Absolute language. But you just said you were drifting in and out of sleep while they played in the next room. That's not always watching. Contradiction within two sentences. Also, make sure that we're out there. Passive construction, not we watch them, not we go outside with them, creates distance from the action. And they happen to just get out the sliding door and we can't hear it when it opens. Happen to just, minimizing language, not they opened the door or they went outside. They happened to just get out like it was an accident, like the door opened itself. Also, preemptive explanation. We can't hear it when it opens. Nobody asked you, you didn't hear them leave, but she's already explaining why. She anticipated the question. This is defensive preparation, not organic recollection. And they were outside playing, but we weren't aware of it at the time. Passive, we weren't aware, not I didn't realize or I didn't notice, weren't aware, creates distance. It happened to them. Also, past tense, they were outside playing. How can you describe what you were doing if you weren't aware they were doing it? It's a contradiction. She's describing an observed state while claiming she wasn't observing. And the next thing we know, the room like it was quiet. The next thing we knew, time jump with no specifics. How long? 10 minutes, an hour? Vague temporal marker protects against timeline questions. The room like it was quiet. Filler language, like is a hedge. Also, it was quiet. Environmental description, not child-focused awareness. And we get up and I tell him, my partner, Daniel, I tell him, do you hear the kids? And he says, no. Verb tense shift, present tense. We get up, I tell him. She's been speaking past tense. Now suddenly present. This often indicates stress or shift from rehearsed narrative to experimental recall. Also, my partner Daniel identifies him by name mid-statement. Why? Because someone told her to establish who was there, responding to anticipated investigative questions, not natural storytelling. So direct quotes. This is the only direct dialogue in her entire statement. Why include this specific exchange? Because it establishes she was concerned about the kids. She confirmed they were quiet, shared awareness. They acted together, unified response. Strategic inclusion. She continues, and we get up instantly. We're looking outside. We're looking everywhere, yelling for them. Instantly, speed claim. They responded immediately. But you just said the next thing we knew, it was quiet. How long were you lying there before you got up? Repetition and stuttering. We're looking. We're looking everywhere. This is cognitive load. Trying to remember what she's supposed to say while managing performance. Yelling for them. Action claim. But no direct quotes. No, Lilly, Jack, where are you? Just the claim that yelling occurred. Malaya continues, and I can instantly just call 911 I just had the instinct I needed to call. Instantly just, double minimizer. Instantly equals immediate. Just equals small, a simple thing. These contradict. Also, I just had the instinct I needed to call. Justification for calling emergency services. Why does she need to justify calling 911 when your kids are missing? Unless someone questioned it. Why did you call so fast? Did you already know they weren't coming back? Preemptive defense against suspicion. She anticipates it. They're really go-lucky children. They're so sweet. Go-lucky. She means happy-go-lucky, but drops the happy. Freudian slip, cognitive load, hard to say. But notice the shift. She moves from timeline, what happened, to character description, who they are. Topic avoidance. When someone gets uncomfortable, they shift to safer territory. Describing kids as sweet is emotionally easier than continuing the disappearance timeline. Malaya continues, They talk to anyone. They'll talk to your ear off. Present tense. They talk. They'll talk. Not talked or would talk. Present tense when describing missing children indicates denial, can't accept they're gone, or deception, knows they're not coming back, but performing hope. In context of everything else, option B is more consistent. They will speak to anyone in a store. Everyone, they're just extremely sweet kids. They will speak. Future certainty about past behavior. Also, everyone, notice fragment, loss of coherence, struggling to maintain description, breaking down mid-thought. Extremely sweet kids, emphasis through superlative, but no specific memories. No, last week Jack told the cashier about his dinosaur, just generic positive traits. This is how people describe children they're supposed to love, not children they intimately know. I appreciate the huge surf search effort going on right now. I appreciate passive gratitude, not I'm thankful, I'm grateful, or thank God people are looking. I appreciate, like thanking someone for holding a door. Also, search surf. She means search, but adds surf. Verbal slip under stress. But notice the shift from kids to commenting on search efforts. Topic avoidance again. External events are safer than personal timeline. But we've been pushing for an Amber Alert, which hasn't been issued. We've been pushing advocacy claim, then which hasn't been issued. Qualifier removes agency, not they refused or police denied it, just hasn't been issued. That's passive. Let's her claim advocacy, good mother, without making accusations, staying cooperative without police. Malaya continues, not just that they could possibly be abducted, which is a possibility that they could have been, but just an alert to let everyone know that they are missing. Read this carefully. Could possibly is a double hedge. Which is it a possibility? Hedge on the hedge. That they could have been, past tense hedge. She's suggesting abduction while simultaneously distancing from suggesting abduction. Why? Because claiming abduction sounds like grieving mother, but she doesn't want to commit in case that narrative collapses. Linguistic, fence sitting, having it both ways. We had people text me saying they weren't aware. Someone else let them know that they were missing. Passive, people text me. Who? How many? When? Someone else let them know. Vague actors. No specifics. No concrete details. This is filler. It's padding. Staying in safe territory, other people's reactions instead of her own experience. So we'll jump to the second half of the statement. We thought maybe that we found tracks, but it's still uncertain. We thought maybe that we found. 4 qualifiers in one phrase. Not we found tracks, not even we might have found tracks. Thought maybe that we found. Layers of uncertainty. Also, it's still uncertain. Present tense, ongoing ambiguity. Why mention tracks if uncertain? To plant the idea they walked away on their own. It's been raining and they're probably soaking wet. Probably, that's a hedge. But notice, she imagines them alive, wet and cold. For a mother whose kids have been missing days in wilderness, if she genuinely believes they wandered, the fear would be hypothermia, predators, drowning. Soaking wet is discomfort. It's not danger. This reveals her belief. They're not out there suffering because they're not out there at all. Malaya continues, but with the sun today, I'm hopeful they are feeling warm. I'm hopeful they are feeling warm. Present tense, ongoing state, performance of hope. Staying what a worried mother should say, but feeling warm. That's the priority, not safe, Not found, checkbox maternal concern. Say something hopeful, check the box. We're all filled with pain and sorrow because we just want them found. We're all collective emotional claim. Who's we? Her and Daniel? Whole property? Community? Vague collective, diffuse individual emotional accountability. Pain and sorrow, generic emotion words, not I'm terrified or I'm devastated or I can't breathe. Someone describing how they should feel, not what they are actually feeling. We want them home. Everyone loves them. Everyone loves them. Present tense. Loves, not loved. If she believes they're dead, past tense would slip. She maintains present through effort. Also, everyone. Who specifically? How do you know? Generic positive statement, not specific relational knowledge. They are definitely verbal and they do have possible autism, but it's not extreme autism. Defensive. Nobody asks about verbal ability or autism, but she addresses it anyways. Why? Because online speculation or investigator questions made her feel she needs to defend against the narrative that kids couldn't communicate. Responsive to external pressure, not organic to her story. Also, possible autism, then it's not extreme, minimizing and qualifying, managing how kids are perceived, protecting against parenting judgments. It's just they have issues with school and they don't catch up with the other kids. Fillers, struggling, uncomfortable topic, but also why are you discussing school performance when your kids are missing? Topic drift, avoidance, filling time with safer information. I want to remain hopeful. Repetition, I just, breaking down performance filtering. Remain hopeful, managing emotional state, not expressing genuine feeling. But there's always
So for the most part, people are, you know, liking the video. But I understand that it's not for everybody, and I do know that, like, we've literally beaten this statement to death, but, I mean, in reality, it's the only thing that the public has from the mother of 2 missing kids, so, we will continue to analyze it because that's all we have, unfortunately, but I did start a few comments that I'm going to do, and then that's gonna put me way behind in chat, just, heads up. So this Malaya statement might not even be relevant anymore if we are stuck on this. We are 12 months behind the RCMP. Cool. I'll guarantee you that we're behind the RCMP 100%. Of course we are. I would hope we are. But again, it's all we have from Malaya. So we're going to continue listening to it because, I mean, why not? Why not? If you loved your children, you would tell the truth. If you didn't do it, tell the truth about what exactly. And I'm not trying to encourage anybody to make any accusations here, but um we we've been told, I can't say we know, but we've been told that she suffers from depression, and Daniel said worse than postpartum depression. When you're woken up to a reality of your children being missing and not steps into the woods because Daniel and Janie had both gone to look with that kind of mental illness going on. To me, I can explain the strangeness of this statement away on those issues. It's everything that happened after that. In my opinion, the analyst speaking doesn't know enough about the case. Some misinformation in there for sure. Still interesting to hear his take on the actual quotes and statements, right? And I think that Daniel's will be as, if not even more interesting. And again, it's just going back over certain statements, but um, it's valuable in keeping the conversation going, in my opinion. Hey, Bobby, I don't think her speech was scripted or rehearsed at all. I believe she was in shock. I truly don't think she's guilty of anything nefarious. Neglect, yes, while she was battling her own issues. I, I don't disagree with you. Sky Painter, good to see you. It's never as easy as it seems from the outside when you live with a drug user and abuser. You are living day to day and survival takes over. That does not go, that does not always lead to packing up and leaving. You're not wrong. Michelle Mybell, great find on another analyst. I agree. Like I said, he's got 3 on this case so far. See legal, to be brutally honest, none of the 3 have great language grammar. Therefore, I feel analyzing their sentence structure and grammar past present tense is not that accurate and needs consideration. You're right, and also I find that, and this is no insult to blue nosers, their speech patterns are not, they don't fall in line with proper grammar a lot of the time anyway. So I totally agree with you. Domestic violence victim or not, your role is to report it and protect your child from a toxic environment and leave them mentally scarred. Susanna for Christ, good to see you. I'm sure she's quiet, shy, and demure, but that does not make her innocent. True. It was after the fact when she did the interview, plus that interview was clearly chopped. We should know this by now that the news butchers all of their interviews, right? They stick in clips, and I don't know if there's an agenda behind what they choose to show or if it's just trying to get the most pertinent information in a short amount of time. Either way, you're right. It was completely chopped. I have no doubt. As are Daniel's, as is Janie's, and we know Durwood's. Everybody's interviews in every case is heavily edited. For me, I know she was questioned by the RCMP multiple times and even ground search and rescue before speaking to the media, anticipating questions you just ran through multiple times. Definitely got distance from timeline. They all muddied the timeline. Sure did. I can't get down with bashing family going through what they are. We just don't know yet. I'm the same. Keep in mind her children are missing. She's not the same in the same headspace as a person sitting at a desk analyzing her. Yeah. Hopefully we can all understand that. Apparently Jack wandered off before when he was younger and was found some distance away. I did hear that as well. However, Janie and Daniel, don't know about Malaya, but those 2 said that it was not common for them to wander into the woods. They didn't like going in the woods, allegedly. I just saw this, Danielle. Thank you for becoming a new member. Appreciate you, and Squid 5 months. I think I did that already. Okay. 82 comments behind in chat. Told you. I am not. I asked my mods because of the nature of this live stream, and unfortunately, things are to be expected. However, I'm keeping a closer eye on the comments made in my live chats. I have every intention of, I don't do cease and desists. Um, anyways, it's called due diligence, I guess, a little bit. I want to see what every single person says. And, you know, so I've just in case anybody else is watching and wondering why certain things aren't being deleted, I've asked for nothing to be deleted today at all. Ron, Mexico, at some point you need to believe your own eyes and ears. Don't know what that's referring to. I can only imagine. Thanks for being here, Ron. Interest in her feelings as in a mother with missing kids. It's a sensitive situation. The rest is foolish. Cindy B. The first bit of this is what got my attention, being on Daniel's mother's property and total controlled. Everything else to me is here nor there. Right, and um yeah, the go lucky part always kind of stuck out to me. But it is, I don't know, to me it's pretty clear that that's not something that she was used to saying, like happy go lucky. Um it might have, I don't know, somebody might have said it to her in a conversation and it might have resonated with her and she couldn't remember in that moment or something like that, but that was a strange part for me. Go lucky children. But I can see certain type of personality just wishing to stick their head in the ground and pretend it isn't happening. It's just overwhelmed her and the crushing guilt. Could be. I can't imagine a world where I wouldn't be, I don't know. And I've been through it, you guys, not missing kids, but I've been through the abuse and the rest of it. And I couldn't imagine a world where I wouldn't be just absolute panic stricken and desperate to find my kids. Unless, you know, I don't know. It's troubling. Teddy bear, very interesting. Char opens my eyes now. I don't think I've seen you here before. Thanks for joining today. I'm gonna just put this up, and it's no offense to anybody, but it's funny as shit. They're not in it for the kids. Stevie Wonder can see that. I get it. That's funny. It's a good one. I didn't say I agreed with it, but it's a good one. I have been here every video of Charmaine, and she always right to the point. Justice for Jack and Lily. Hmm. Sometimes I Sometimes I beat around the bush, but it's not purposeful. It's just I try my best to choose my words very carefully. I very rarely just spout off. But thank you for being here, Shirley. I appreciate you. There are two people in this case who we know the RCMP are leaning on right now. That's who the focus should be on, in Cool's opinion. I agree with you. It's this, Damien. Did you help get me kicked off the search? Really? It sounds like drama. Um, we should have gone to them recently too. I don't know what you guys are talking about. I shouldn't. TJ's mom, I'd be depressed too if I lived with Daniel. Stop it. That's not very nice. Ron Mexico, I agree with that. He did get a couple of things wrong. Then again, I'm impartial. The first time I heard each of their interviews, Malay and Daniel, in real time, automatically felt like they were trying to do damage control for their parenting. I did too. That's just facts. I did too. I thought, whoa. Yeah, hopefully, if you liked that video, I don't know if there's like 10 minutes left of it. Maybe we can finish watching it if you want to. I want to watch Mike MX. He did a 10-minute video or 11-minute video as well, and I want to watch. I think it has a good message as usual with Mike. But go over and give Killed Jester a like and a sub on his video. We'll play the Daniel one next. And if we get to it, Janie, hopefully something will be found in the search in the upcoming days. And we can talk about that kind of stuff. Ron, my position is that I am a searcher. I am not an investigator in any way. And in my position, I support any family member until they are found and we have answers. Well, Damien, I am not a searcher and I'm not an investigator either in any way, not even on YouTube. I don't even pretend to be a sleuther on YouTube or an informant or anything like that. And I still support anybody that wants to talk. Whether or not they're believable, that's not up for me to tell my audience. They can hear just as well as I can for the people who actually want to speak. They can make up their own minds. I don't care. I don't care what anybody says as long as it's said respectfully. And like I said earlier, that was a lesson hard learned by me when the people I thought were my friends left me to deal with bullshit on my own, which I did. And it's fine because I dealt with it. I dealt with it in my own way. And now, at least the way I've got it, 90% of the time, I will see the knives coming before they get into my back. So sad, isn't it? He speaks so fast, it's a bit hard to take in, but I get it. Just, Jeannie, you could put it on, like on the replay, go back in the replay, put it on like half speed. Betcha that would be funny as shit. That she wanted to have it both ways, not that they could have been abducted, but it's possible she wants it both ways. But I understand that. I understand that statement. Not that they were abducted, but it's possible. And we have to take into account what she had been told at that point. I know that they had been asking for an Amber Alert and it wasn't meeting the criteria, which is where I think the RCMP got the whole there's no evidence to support an abduction statement. But honestly, that doesn't mean it didn't happen. It just means that whoever did it was in and out. Lying and saying she's criminally cleared is foolish. It'll all come out in the wash, Kristen. I have a question. If Baby Monkey, good to see you. If you just left a domestic violence situation, do you run out and date a few people within months and not speak of your children who are missing, presumed dead? Me, can't see it. However, I have had people, girls in my life, who would have not this traumatic, but would have shit happen in their lives and they would drown their thoughts in a bottle and distract themselves on a dick, if that makes sense. So I've seen this kind of dynamic happen before. Is that what's going on? Not a clue. Not a single clue. But I can't relate to judge because I'm quite sure I wouldn't. Mostly because I don't drink. I don't know. I don't want to hear from her after what you said yesterday, Damien. Why are you here? Everybody is welcome here. I said at the beginning that I still think that Damien is a good person. He's a good human being. He's a decent human being. He's in this for the right reason. And I cannot and will not speculate on what's going on at all. Yes, I think Jack was 2 in the backyard and went through a hole in the fence, and it was said, and he was found quite a distance away. Wasn't he in a wrecking yard? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Right. Before they found him. I heard that. You're so right. I'm a blue noser and wanted to say this a long time ago, but you did. a much better job. I'm not calling anybody stupid. I have a lot of real life friends who live in Cape Breton. They come to Alberta to work. A lot of them will travel back. They'll come here to work for the winter and then they'll go back home for the summer. Um, so I deal with them all the time and they're really good people. Uh, but their speech and their grammar isn't. I mean, if you're putting them up against like a literal champion, no offense. They're not the most literate bunch. They can read and write. Most know how to use spell check. Everyone welcome here. Stop the drama. You're in the wrong channel. What drama? What channel? You mean uneducated Nova Scotians, but not all Nova Scotians. That's not what I said, Karen. That's not what I mean. Just they have accents to us. Maybe we have the accents. That's not what I mean, Karen. Don't turn it into a negative thing. Please. Thank you. Her grammar was fine when she did the YouTuber video saying when she was younger, why would it change now? Nerves, depression, medication. There are reasons. I don't know. I don't know her. Okay, and this one here. Okay, so Janie said, and I've got my list, guys, but Janie said, I asked Janie, at what point did you let Daniel and Malaya know that you had just heard the kids? And she said, I never did. So how did she know even by Saturday morning that they were outside playing? We weren't aware of it at the time. But if Janie never did inform them, when did she put that together? Do you know what I mean? I don't know. It's weird. From the beginning, there were inaccurate views analysis of some statements made by each of them. Being local and understanding the dialect, it's just different out here. Right. The way things were said, I think. People talking about past tense, present tense. That's super common with the people that I know from Cape Breton and like Bedeck specifically. She spoke through text verified on Sunny's channel. Yes, she did. I was there that day. Um, it wasn't supposed to be. Never mind. Of course, people are going to take offense. My bad. My bad. And just keep in mind, because we're not deleting any comments, everybody better be on their best behavior because it's all going to be, and I will not delete this video. So what you say is going to last for an eternity. So keep it kind, keep it respectful. She never says she loves her kids. She says people love them. That stands out to me. That's true. Daniel was arrested on January 26th. It was a Monday, I believe, and we found out about it on a Wednesday or Thursday. Johnny was on TT, not Damien. Okay, you guys, I want to move on. So I've given you the name of the channel, Kill Jester. That's funny. I'm going to watch Mike MX now for 11 minutes. And then, yes, thank you, Squid. Why chat always got to be so heated everywhere these days? We're all here for the same reasons, guys. Why can't we all just get along for the sake of the kids, if nothing else? Right? I mean, therein lies the problem when we're censoring our chats and then everybody gets together in a room where it's not censored and it's kind of a free for all, admittedly. Those people who are usually sheltered and in bubble wrap in a censored chat, they're going to be bombarded with these questions. And that's not my fault. I am not going to censor or try to limit what people can say here. My only limit is that it's kept respectful. Normally, my mods are pretty good with catching and deleting comments, but until things die down with the drama and the bullshit, there will be no more deleting of anything in here. So mean what you say and say what you mean, but make sure you do it nicely because it can be used against you. That's the only warning. And I also have thick skin. It's pretty funny. Somebody actually, I wish I could find it really quick, but I won't be able to, so I'm not going to. Somebody actually took the time to comment on one of my recent videos. Can't remember which one. It was so important to me. I can't even remember which one, but I never liked you and I don't trust you. Well, I don't know what I'm supposed to say to that. I just said, well, thank you for taking the time to make the comment. Such a useful and productive use of your time and energy. Have a great day. Pretty sure that's what I said. Like, what? Save it. Save it. Just save it. While you guys are watching this video, I'm gonna be going through and starting chat, and then we're gonna finish off with chat. It's almost 2 hours already. Right on. Wow, 285 people here. Like, if you guys are waiting for the big blow up or whatever, it's not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. Go back to the very beginning. Think 10 minutes. Done is done. For real this time. Like, done is done. Say what you want. Don't care. Okay, here we go. Make me big, mute myself, and hit. Oh, maybe we should. Yeah. If there's any issue with the sound, let me know right away, please.
Going for a little walk. And I've been going back over the old statements and many of the Facebook audio recordings that Janie did, and it was on It's a Crime and Shame. And I used some of the clips from Lynchy True Crime with thanks to both and anyone else that got the recordings. They're all about the argument in the yard and the reasons why. And I covered it a little bit already with the video I did on the bridge. I went into it in a little bit of detail, but I've looked fairly well deep into it. Right down the rabbit hole. So, and there is at least 4 audio clips, including the newest one that Charmaine has on her channel. And there's 3 other ones. They all are roughly the same, but there is discrepancies in each one, with varying degrees of outcomes. We'll say. And they're all very short clips. I've put them right down just to get the bare essentials. So the first one, it's a 43-second clip. And I'll just play that one in here.
Time that the altercation happened at the end of the driveway, which I have no knowledge about. I didn't listen to what I just went up to her and said, please don't tell, she was crying. I said, please don't tell me that Jack and Lily are dead. And then, as I said, Haley and her friend, I think it was Shelby, I can't be 100% sure, started saying stuff. I wasn't in the mood to listen to arguments. I didn't want to fight because whatever was going on had nothing to do with Jack and Lily. That's when I ordered them off the property. The police came. I gave my statement of what I've done.
When Janie says she explains her statement, it's assumed, and a lot of people assumed it was her account of the disappearance of the children from her view from 6 a.m. up to 10 a.m. Okay. And we'll play this very short clip from Charmaine where Janie lets us know that she knew all along. Say that.
Haley started in on shooting off. It was Daniel. Daniel killed those kids. Daniel did this to those kids. We got into a confrontation and he asked me what it was about. I said, I didn't know.
Okay, so from Janie there, we get the truth that she knew the cause of the argument while saying to the officer that she didn't know. Okay, so in an informal questioning by police, there is no legal duty for a private citizen to disclose every detail or volunteer unsolicited information. So Janie seems in the clear legally in this respect. And we'll continue on and we'll play this other clip. It's a 52-second one from an early Facebook, and we'll do that now.
Marleya was standing on the edge of the driveway, crying her eyes out. I went up and I put my arms around her and said, please don't tell me that they found the kids dead. Haley started shooting off about something. And then I think it was Shelby. I'm not 100% sure. She started shooting off. I ordered them off my property. The police or the RCMP came and asked me what was going on, if there was a fight. I said there was no fight. I just ordered them off my property. He took me aside. He has it all video cammed. He took me aside and asked me what happened. I said, Malaya, the exactly same thing. Malaya called me. I came back here to the trailer. I thought the kids were dead. Then Haley and this other girl, I think it was Shelby, I can't be 100% right, started shooting off. I told him to get off my property. He asked me what the altercation was about. I said I didn't know. I didn't listen to them. I wasn't fighting with anybody.
Okay, so we know that Janie was talking to the officer while he filmed on his body cam. Well, okay, so she was being filmed and there's a record of it, but it's still just a casual conversation with the officer, so she was under no obligation to disclose every detail. You know, her right to silence is still there. Okay, there's another clip, and this is the 53-second one. I'll put it in here.
I don't know what was discussed between her and everybody else. I just know when I got back here, I went up and she was crying. I put my arms around her, and then Haley and I think it was Shelby, I said, I'm not sure, started accusations. I wasn't listening because I was so upset because I thought that she was calling me back to tell me that the kids were deceased. I said dead in my statement to the cops, but I'm sorry, I mean deceased. And then the next thing I know, all these cops, I think there was 5 cops showed up and they took Malaya aside. Actually, Officer Mason took Malaya aside and talked to her. The other 2 people, I ordered them off the property and an officer took me aside and got my statement.
Okay, so in this interview, Janie says dead in her statement to police. So she's actually given a statement here, and it's recorded on body cam where she is describing details around the altercation because she uses the word dead in the statement. She's describing the altercation. And this is recorded on body cam and it's an official statement. Okay, so we don't know which version that Janie actually told to the officer that got down in the statement and recorded on body cam. She gave us 3 versions, and it could be any one of them or a combination of any 3 of them, or any one of the 3. Points to take away from this. A valid point would be it's not perjury for starters, because there was no oath sworn as far as we know. We don't know which version, but if it was that last version, Janie did mention started accusations. You see, Janie said in this version that Haley started accusations about Daniel, and Janie still answered the officer that she didn't know why the argument started. This could constitute a crime in itself. The problem here is Janie admits that Haley was making accusations about Daniel. This reveals part of the argument. But then she falsely claims, I don't know why the argument started. This creates a misleading contradiction. Canadian law views such selective partial truths, followed by a direct falsehood, as potential obstruction of justice under Criminal Code 131. This is willful intent to pervert the investigation. And this crime in itself has in itself up to 10 years imprisonment. So if Janie has said this, this is what the RCMP have against her. But as I said before about Janie, like she is in an awful predicament here. And she really needs a good lawyer. I know funds aren't great and lawyers are expensive. But she really does need her own lawyer. Because if the RCMP have this is a huge lever. And they'll wield it against her, like. Anyway, yeah, the title of this was Troubled Bridge Over Water. And this bridge here is in particular trouble. Thou shalt not pass. And it looks like Janie has choices, and she needs to make them because she could find herself in big trouble. Um, I'll say already that things she divulged in Charmaine's chat, like she gave the truth, and that would actually stand to her, believe it or not. She is in a bad fix.
Mike, telling it like it is. Um, yeah, have some stuff going on in chat, some comments that are pretty great. Can't wait to address some of this stuff. This whole not deleting stuff is actually kind of fun. Other people should try it sometimes. Not all of them, obviously. You guys are awesome. I don't know what to think, but on the day they went missing, all three that on that property were neglectful. I I mean, if somebody was up with the kids, I don't know that they would have gone missing. Remember, if you are having issues with others in chat, you can personally block them from seeing you. Right. It's sad some of you see the truth as drama. In my opinion, I apologize in advance. I do get worked up with this case, but always try and be respectful. Shannon, that's the same with everybody. We all get frustrated and passionate, and it's only because we care. It's sad. None of us really know the complete truth yet. I pray we will know sometime sooner than later. Everyone handles trauma differently for sure. They absolutely do. And it will all come out in the wash. This one's funny. Oops, sorry, Shar. Doesn't help not being in a secret chat groups. I did delete a couple of things I thought weren't needed against Damien, though. Sorry. Not a big deal. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am is one of the ones that was in the secret private chat and chose to remove herself for personal business reasons. It's mean girls. Hmm. Who? Me? Are you referring to me? My mean girl? My mean girl for sticking up for myself? I don't mind. How come? It's only people that talk to Malaya that get shit on. But it's okay to talk to Janie and Daniel. Weird. I couldn't disagree more. I get shit on and accused of talking to Daniel every day, which I don't, never have. I have had access to Daniel through other people. Sometimes he responds, most times he doesn't. Cool J. Janie, first time ever, she called me the same day that she was on my stream that night. The only time that I've spoken to Janie. She sent me a couple of pictures that I showed. I believe it was yesterday. I get shit on for having those conversations. Nobody that I'm aware of is shitting on anybody for speaking with Malaya. But because Malaya hasn't spoken, there are a plethora of questions for the people who do talk to her. So I don't think that that's shitting on anybody that talks to Malaya. And I don't think that's why Damien is being quizzed up so hard here. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's right. They do. Doesn't sound like a bad life to me. Come, they work their asses off all winter long, and then they get to go and enjoy Nova Scotia summers, not working. Sounds fantastic to me. Again, I did not mean any disrespect. I was speaking of the people with very thick accents that come here and work and are my friends. That's all. Cool, you are trying to start drama. People do not have to agree Malaya is innocent and no one cares who speaks to her. Like, I less than care who speaks to her. I think it's great if she's finally talking. I think it's kind of a shitty way to do it. Like, Malaya tells me all this stuff, but I can't share any of it. But that's her prerogative. I don't care. I really don't. But don't think for 1 second that I don't get a lot of heat for having my mind open to Janie and Daniel still. But I would give Malaya's side of the family the exact same respect. Not asking for anything. I do not want to talk to them. But I would give them the respect if I did want to talk to them. I have nothing to do with Christina, to make that clear. I just know that she was booted off the search, and rumor had it the other channel had a hand in those decisions. That's all. In what sense am I wrong? Who gets shit on for talking to Daniel and Janie? Are you serious? Are you serious right now? That's funny. Shar, did Janie tell Malaya she heard the kids? She said no. I asked her that question. At what point did you tell Malaya that you heard the kids? Because remember, I said, like, I'm pretty sure I explained it, like, when she came out and they had that exchange. What's up? Kids are missing. How long? 20 minutes. At what point did you tell Malaya? Well, I just heard them. And I'm pretty sure Janie said, I don't think I ever did. I can go back and listen to it again. Not right now, but I'm pretty sure that's what she said, Karen. Pretty sure. Hi, Joe Hunter. I hope everything is good. You're always kind. You're welcome here. Damien is getting shit on here from all angles because he talks to Malaya. It's not why. Censoring chats leads to an echo chamber. I like to call it a vacuum. And now with her big guard dog, no offense, Damien, you're just ensuring there's no fresh air getting in there. I am moving towards the East Coast. My house is for sale. I'm excited. Whereabouts? I don't want you to share your address, but are you going to, like, the Maritimes? East Coast? Or I don't trust anyone, but I do like you, Charmaine. Ditto, Chelsea. I trust very few people. And the people that I do trust aren't the people that are giving the information. You know what I'm saying? They're people I trust that I can bounce ideas off of. But I do like you as well. Peaches from a can. I have equal disdain for Malaya and Daniel, slightly less for Janie, but I don't support anyone because everyone on that property that morning are suspect and lying. I didn't see in your opinion there, but that's okay. This is what it is. It's almost been a year that Lilly and Jack have been missing. I think a lot of us are just frustrated and heartbroken that the kids haven't been found and there's no answers on who is responsible. It's not even that they haven't been found. It's like not a trace of them have been found. And the RCMP silence just feeds into the toxicity, I think, because some of the theories, narratives, and speculation out there could easily be put to rest by a simple statement by them. And the fact that they don't leads a lot of us to believe that everything is still on the table, which is bizarre. Squid thinks that people need to lay off of Damien. He said, you know, he has thick skin. I'm not talking about opinions. I am talking about the fact that just talking to one of the three of them seems to be unbearable for many here to even fathom. Cool. I mean, you seem very unhappy today. I don't know if this is the right channel for you. Honestly, like I said, when you're not able to hear from somebody who plays such a huge role in the kid's life, and then that person starts talking to somebody else, which is great, which is fine. But then they come into a chat that doesn't censor their chat. They're going to be questioned and quizzed. I don't think it's got anything to do with shitting on Damien for talking to Malaya. I can't see it. But if you're not happy here, click off. It's not a turf war. Should be able to watch more than one channel. If you're here for Jack and Lily, then you should be watching all the YouTube channels that cover the case and show support. That's crazy talk. Mike, yeah. He likes his walks. I almost removed myself from searching because it's been so emotionally difficult at times. I know, yeah. I know we've talked about that, and when you were making your decision to step away from Please Bring Me Home, I remember, and I still stick to it. Like what you do, what you're capable of doing for this case and for missing people, is far more important than any YouTuber. What you do is so much more important, and it's so important that you remain neutral and just keep being the you that we all come to know and expect. That's all I got. I think I will take a break soon if nothing is found in this search until more answers come from our CMP. Yeah, and I think that Darius McDougall, they're going to be planning a search here soon. And just so happens it's less than an hour from where my daughter and my grandkids live. So certain situations taken into account, as long as I can get away, I would like to do some searching down in the Crow's Nest Pass for sure. Like I said, there's situations that I need to deal with, but depending on the outcome of that, if nothing is found, I mean, what do we can't keep doing this, unfortunately. Do they have witness protection in Canada? Yes. Change your identity, would they have to testify in court? Yes. But if their identity is being protected, then there are ways to protect an identity in court. But yes, we do have witness protection in Canada. Absolutely. They ever going to search the area I sent you? Charmaine, you keep it classy. That is why you're the best. Thank you, Snoop. Snoop. It's all about truth and justice for Lilly and Jack. It is. You need to identify yourself to Damien in private, not here, please. Thank you. Carla Homolka has a new identity. Yeah, but that's not witness protection. That's a different thing. Someone who is shy. Okay, so I've talked about this before. I'm not the same person I was when I was 14, 15, 16, 17. Hell, I'm not even the same person I was when I was 25, 30. Life happens. If you are abused, if you have mental illness, if you struggle with depression, all of that affects your personality, and it most certainly affects your self-esteem. And I think somebody at that age, like a young teenager, they're invincible. They don't have a whole lot of fear. But as we get older and situations happen and life takes its hold or chokehold on us, we change. So, and sometimes it's different because when I was 14, 15, 16, not a chance in hell would I do YouTube. No, when I was 49.5, not a chance in hell would I be on YouTube. So, I think being a talking head on Sunny's stream and just getting so pissed off at everything that I was seeing and hearing all the time is what pushed me to do my own channel. Is she still talking shit? Seaweed. I mean, this is good. Like, I can always go back and block more people. Durwood's probably very lonely in his little blocked box. What YouTube video? Oh, when we first spoke to Daniel on Sunny's stream. Why don't we do that together right now, okay? I'm gonna pull it up so you know where to look. It's criming, because everybody can go and look at this stuff. Probably wouldn't hurt. Like if you like Sunny's content, go ahead and go back and rewatch some of our earlier live streams. It's, you know, wouldn't hurt. 8 months ago, nope. We're going all the way back to 10 months ago, I believe. Let's see. It's here somewhere. It's here somewhere. Do do do. So, if I'm not mistaken, I need to mute this though. If I'm not mistaken, because if you remember, I put out the screenshots with permission from Daniel to do so. He just didn't want to put Malaya in a negative light, right? And then the backlash of this live stream was so quick and so fierce. Daniel like spam called me the next morning, and because of the time difference, he didn't realize I was sleeping. But we were asked to take this stream down, which we did. Sunny marked it private, but then after a few days, we were like, wait a minute, fuck that. And she put it back up. So this is the one. This is the one, what you were looking for. 10 months ago, Canada missing Lilly and Jack. Daniel speaks his truth to our channel. Can you see that? I'm going to put it big so you can write it down and find it. There you go. Get rid of this. This is the video you're looking for. And this is the one. And Charmaine looks impressed as always. Pretty standard stuff, I think. But yeah. Okay. So that's what you're looking for, Carrie Bailey, and anybody else who wants to go back and watch. I can actually do that for you too. Copy. Here's the link in the chat. That is the first set of screenshots. It's the first conversation I had with Daniel. I don't remember what day of the week this was, but I know that my conversation with Daniel was on May 30th. May 30th. And they were the searchers, the second search, when they were going back out. This was during that day. Because I kept thinking to myself, well, doesn't Daniel search? Like, what is he doing on his phone? Why is he like, full transparency, did not want to be talking to Daniel. I literally reached out to him and said, hey, you know what? We see you. You know, let us know if we can support you in any way. And he said no, but then continued talking. So, yeah, she kind of like gave it to me and just to go through. Pretty sure. Yeah. This is it. You betcha. Yeah. All right, guys. 2 hours, 19 minutes. I think I've done okay for today. No apologies, no deletions, and I don't know. Maybe when I do my replay, if it's bad enough, I might decide to add to the Durwood block list. It is what it is. If anybody sees Leo hanging around, tell him to come back and talk to me. Just in chat. I don't need to know who he is. I already know who he is. But anyway, what day is it today? Is today Friday? What day is it today? Oh, it's Thursday. Yeah. So I will go ahead and say I'll probably be live tomorrow. Have a great night, everybody. I hope we get answers soon. Hope we get answers soon, soon, soon. And if I don't talk to anybody in the search until then, good luck and be safe in your search. And thank you, everybody, for your super chats and whatnot. It's not whatnot, you know what I'm saying? But anyways, I love you guys. Have a great night, everybody.